beauty pageants, objectification, or empowerment. While opinions are divided, Māori women are entering and winning too. So in this day and age, what's the attraction?
Everything that I do through my business, through being a mum, I'm always striving to be the best that I can be. And I feel like that's a quality that's come from being in pageants.
Before I started pageants, I didn't even realise that speaking and public speaking and interviews was something that I was good at nor interested in.
I think if you haven't done it, ka te waha. No.
Full disclosure, this is me, Miss World New Zealand 2018. So exciting. And for me, doing this was a huge confidence boost with my TV career, and it helped me start my own sexual harm prevention charity.
I'm so privileged to be able to share my story to you and help you guys.
And these days, I'm a judge and mentor.
Harlem Cruise Ihaya!
Stunning Harlem Cruise Atarangi Ihaya. She not only won, but also became the first ever Miss Universe contestant to wear tāmoko. That was a big deal too, because at the time, the unwritten rule was that beauty queens should hide their tattoos.
A depiction of the goddess of fire, New Zealand's costume features black feathers. Those feathers represent the misperceptions that shadow her Indigenous people.
It wasn't really criticism, it was more other contestants asking me, are you going to cover up your tattoo? And I said, oh no, it's not a tattoo, and they're like, yes it is. So it was about just the different cultures and like trying to explain to them that this was a cultural thing, it wasn't a tattoo, and then them understanding why I wasn't going to cover it up. It was really cool because Miss Universe took that on board. I made 2 best friends at Miss Universe in Las Vegas. That was Miss Great Britain and Miss Sri Lanka. And I described them as, you know, the definition of mana wahine, like willing to do anything to get to where they want to be. Like we have goals, we're driven, and the pageant just gives us that platform and the tools and environments to embrace that. And I feel like we take that on after the pageant as well.
During the contest, Harlem raised $12,000 for charity, but the experience was confronting.
Going through the pageant world, there were things that weren't tika and pono to myself as a Māori, like, what do they say, beauty is pain.
We are not playing right now.
I remember when I had high heels on, I had blisters, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to take these off. And they're like, no, you have to wear them. Like, you can't wear bare feet. And, you know, in tikanga Māori, it's like, if you have sore feet, yes, you take your shoes off, or you just wear flat shoes. Like, why do you have to wear high heels? So there were some times where I was just like, you know, kind of felt like I couldn't be myself a lot.
Now, as a businesswoman, Harlem Cruise runs Purotu, a program combining pageantry and tikanga Māori to build confidence in wahine.
I teach the girls how to do hair, makeup, and really embrace their Indigenous features. So most of them want to straighten or curl their hair, but we do teach that, but I also teach them how to embrace your curls and different products to use.
Pageants have had a controversial history since the 70s when feminists disrupted events because they saw them as demeaning and objectifying women. Swimsuits were the issue then, so what about now?
I didn't feel degraded, you know, wearing a bikini on stage. It was actually something for me to step out of my comfort zone, and it really gave me a lot of confidence to actually wear a bikini, because prior to that I would never wear a bikini.
Eva Wilson has also walked the international stage in swimwear and is well aware of the criticism.
You know, I'd heard that other people were saying like, oh, it's so awful, how could you make anyone do that? And so I sort of had that sitting in the back of my head like, yeah, maybe this is going to be awful. But then when it actually came to it, I was like, oh, this is fine. But at the same time, I can see how for some people it would be like a really quite challenging and confronting experience. I mean, I'm not completely secure in my body, but I still manage just to go out there and be like, this is just this part of the show and this is fun.
At the international events, appearance matters. There's no getting away from that. But it's more than just a pretty face. Speaking skills, community work, and other achievements matter as well. Eva is Miss Earth New Zealand and uses her platform to advocate for climate action in Aotearoa.
I wanted people to be aware of the fact that the way that environmental issues are framed puts it back onto you as an individual, whereas I think we need to see more collective action to make sure we have laws and standards in place that don't let industries continue to pollute on the scale that they are. I've done well in pageants not because of my walking ability, it's usually because of my interviews and the projects that I've wanted to put together. So, you know, it's sort of that assumption that I don't think or speak anything is a little bit offensive for me, because it is what I pride myself the most in.
In Rotorua, Māori have reshaped the whole idea of beauty.
Only Māori owned and operated pageant in the world, and we here in Te Aroha, we don't judge people, our wahine, on their physical appearance, we judge them on their mana.
They've even got their own reality series.
It's time for the 2021 Miss Rotorua Beauty Pageant.
Let's go.
Atutahi Pōtaka Jews is a haka concert performer, te reo Māori advocate, former Te Arawa FM presenter and a contestant in Miss Rotorua 2020.
What was it like when your whānau found out that you were entering a pageant?
Ooh, love our kuia, love our nans, but they're also our harshest critic, or more harsher than ourselves, I think. So when I told my nan, hey, I'm thinking of entering Miss Rotorua, she looked at me and she's like, I don't believe in pageants, I'm a feminist. Like, oh, I don't know how to respond to that, Nan, but I'm going to do it anyway.
After you won Miss Rotorua, how did your nan respond?
When I came home with the crown and I showed her, her first question was, oh, you won Miss Te Aroha, yay! And I said, no, Nan, I won the grand title, Miss Rotorua. And she just looked at me and she started crying. And then she hugged me and I was like, don't want to get emotional about it, but I think for both of us it was sort of a realisation of you know, trauma that maybe she carried from what her kuia and mama thought a Māori woman should carry herself. And maybe she's done that to me as well by saying things to me like, you know, you shouldn't be entering into things like that. And I think that moment of sharing my winning with her, yeah, it was just like a real beautiful moment, a full circle moment.
In 1962, Maureen Walker became the second Māori woman to win Miss New Zealand. She went on to become a singer, businesswoman, and a politician who served on the Rotorua District Council for 18 years. She was a trailblazer.
Do you think that you can also be a feminist and enter pageants?
Absolutely. If anything, this is probably the platform for feminists. Beautiful women on stage, all having that one kaupapa of amplifying not only external beauty, but inner beauty, our inner smarts, everything that encompasses what a woman is in the modern day age. This is the platform to be able to help that.
Our current reigning Miss Rotorua Atutahi Pōtaka Jews is a great example of Te Aroha beauty and the values of the Miss Rotorua Beauty Pageant.
Kia ora! Kia ora tātou. Good evening and welcome. I think Miss Rotorua is that point of difference of opening its doors to all shapes, all sizes, all backgrounds, all ethnicities.
What would you say to people who think that beauty queens all have to be really skinny?
I'm skinny.
Because I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I've got curves, you've got curves, and it's beautiful.
I like curves. Yes. One day my curves are, you're the before and after curves. No, I don't think beauty queens should all be skinny. It goes against the point of the beauty pageant, which is beauty, you know, and who is one person to say what that is. And just normalizing seeing beautiful women, big size women, any size women on TV, on stages, in areas that we don't normally see them, then that sort of whakaara will come away, you know, of what should and shouldn't be.
Do you think that pageants have a place in Te Ao Māori?
Ooh, pātai pai tērā. Kia haere ai, because every woman deserves to feel beautiful and be acknowledged for their beauty. But something about a beauty pageant, something about wearing beautiful clothes and having this mindset of it's just me on stage, it's up to me now. Something is so empowering about that.